Amefika huko ina second.
Good afternoon Kenyans, this is Kenya News Alert. Karibuni sana kwenye show yetu ya siku ya kati, and I am your host Zulfa. Karibuni sana sana. Leo ikiwa ni tarehe 30 ya mwezi wa 4 mwaka huu wa 2025, and this show is Sema Nasi Show. This is where you speak to us as we speak to you. You explain to us how you really feel. Nini sisi tunakwambia pia tunafeel aje. Basically it's a free zone now. You're welcome to speak. Now if you want to speak, there's a number there that is your nini. You could communicate with us. Text, Felix will read the messages. Yeah, if you call, Tilda or I will speak to you. Is that really good? Aya, pia pale kwenye YouTube unaweza comment pale. And actually now we are new in Facebook. Yeah, you could live iko Facebook bado, so unaenda hapo Facebook pia uweze comment and to like and do your thing. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Plain San Felix, and I welcome you to Kenya News Alert TV, to Sema Nasi Show. So, vile mmesikia, we are live both Facebook and YouTube. Uko mahali unaona uko fiti sawa. But anyway, by now I welcome you and feel at home. With me here, I have got also another sister who maybe I would like her to introduce herself. Welcome, my sister.
Thank you. Tilda, welcome to the show. And just having love talking to you and just to you. This is country from the politicians, and that's so Kenya News. Come and stay tuned.
Haya. Sasa pale kuna kitu ambacho kinaendelea leo. Sawa? We see the newlyweds. That is Raila and Ruto wapo kwenye field. Wapo kwenye field wakifanya kazi. You know? And this is what maybe people wanted to see. But how is it really helping us? Sitaki kuongea sana sababu anaendelea na hiyo shughuli. So naomba producer atupeleke tuko directly.
Ruto na Raila. Hao watu wengine wa kushangaza tu kwa hii Kenya, ama tuseme kwa hii dunia. Kidogo anasema hivi. Kidogo like right now kitu iko pale pia kwa mtandao, mkienda kwa mtandao. Utaona venye kuna some clips. But uwezi jua if is the reality ama ni wango. Tu clips tunakuanga mostly to propagandas. Nimeona ni twingi kama kila mahali. Ashapeana warning to Raila. So you wonder what, and then ashapewa warning and then you see them together. Sasa that's why I always say that politicians ni wagumu kuwaelewa. Right now we see them together in Cooperative University of Kenya doing 1 2 3.
Inafunguliwa ama imekuaga tu? Cooperative University
Kenya.
Mimi najua tu benki. Sijui nini. I'm trying to send the producer that nini.
I don't know kama imekuanga juu. Ine huko.
University. Yeah. No, but they will be in future. Yeah. So ja producer atuwekee hiyo. But wewe kuona ukifanya kazi pamoja, how does that make you feel as a Kenyan citizen?
Hata si hakuna kitu na feel. Ile tunangoja siku ifike. Sasa ukana watu ambao si waili. I don't like. Sema msimamo wako tukue once and for all. Wacha kutuchanganya. Wacha kutupeleka east, kidogo unatuvuruta unaturudisha west, kidogo unatupeleka north, kidogo south, east west, east north. Watu ani mtu mimi nataka tu mtu akue na msimamo like babu. I want this, na hii ndio niko naye, na huu ndio msimamo wangu. Ati kwa government kidogo, niko kwa government kidogo, sijui.
I have a very simple question. I just want any of you to at least tell us the essence of the two people being together right now.
Nakwambia.
We asked that question kitambo. Actually, that question we asked to the Fulani. What is the, unajua, everything that is happening in our government
because
should be beneficial to us.
Because someday someone said that I'm not in the government.
Yeah.
Someday somebody
2 days
said
ago.
that I didn't go to look for him. He just came
to me. So what does that, but this
by that, what is really going on that we don't know? Another day, the Senate of Nairobi County said, we agreed 450, but we are seeing 405. If you can maybe try to figure out who is the problem here, is the government or these people who could join the government? The other day, I saw an information saying that some ODM leaders are greedy. That's why they are trying to go contrary with UDA leaders. Did you see something like that? Kuna manyaliona kitu hiyo mahali?
Because wangekuwa wanasimama wangekuwa wanasimama in one position, wakuwe tu opposition tu. Hakuna kitu joining the government. Sisi tuko hapo tu opposition. You see, like right now sasa hatuna opposition wenye wanakuja hawajulikani, that still bado wanakosana huku kuvurutana. But these people are very confusing. Na sasa ni time ya Wakenya sasa kukaa chini na kuangalia nao. Wanna move forward or you wanna remain with these people wenye bado wanawazungusha akili. Mtaishi tu mkisumbuana na watu. No, you have to focus on what you want. Hao watu wa kuwazungusha, niko kwa serikali kidogo, si yuko kwa serikali, sijui nilienda it's not the ODM party that is in the government, sijui hata uelewi, hata akikuexplainia uelewi kunaenda aje. These are the people that are confusing us, and what we doesn't want right now is you confusing us. Get it? Your confusion doesn't want.
But should we really be confused right now? I think ona clearly ushajua za Ruto sahi, ushazijua
hata za Raila zishaonekana.
Za Raila, you know, like ni the same to script yake flip hiyo sawa. Unajua script ya Kalonzo, unajua script ya Uhuru, but right now we don't have to deal with the script of Uhuru because Uhuru is not there. Aya, unajua script ya nani mwingine? Martha Karua. Unajua his script. Then why really worry? Like we should just look at this person and deduct. Yes? Some of me, I don't want to be confused anymore. I came and realized that politics is such a nasty game. The moment that one person that used to speak so highly and so lowly of the president said Ruto must go, and then the next moment, they have been bought, because that is being bought. Yes, that is what I hope we all know who I am talking about. Is that is being bought? Yes. So usikue confused sasa wewe jua kivyako. Kuna mtu Gypsy alisema I have I have my kura. It's still mine right now. And I'm not giving it to anybody until I am certain, this is my person. You just don't give out your virginity to anyone. You give it to the right person. And kama hakuna basika anayeurudishie God. Yeah.
Okay, the producer said long time that the video is ready for us to travel to. Yeah. Now we're gonna travel and see what's going on in Cooperative University, Kenya.
And now, Lord, I pray that you bless him and bless this university and bless our students here, that once they graduate while he's the chancellor, they'll be a blessing to this great nation wherever they will serve. An evidence of true leadership of a dedicated chancellor. To this end, we dedicate him. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen and amen. God bless you. Thank you.
And with that, Your Excellency, I'll request that we now progress to the next part of this ceremony, which is the speeches. And allow me at this point As mentioned, we progress to the next part of the ceremony, which is the speeches, and allow me at this point, Your Excellency, to invite Dr. Jeremy Bundi, Chairperson of the University Council, to make his remarks. Why don't we welcome him with a clap? Karibu sana, Daktari.
Your Excellency, sir, we would like to recognize the following distinguished academicians and cooperators who have graced our occasion. Vice Chancellors and DVCs of various universities who are around with us, the national cooperative organizations, cooperative societies representatives. You can request them to stand through Your Excellency. If they can stand, and then recognize all of them. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Dr. William Samuel Ruto. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga. His Excellency, the Deputy President we had invited, but in absentia. Also, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary we had invited in absentia, but is here with us in the spirit. The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Dr. Ogamba. The Cabinet Secretary of the Cooperatives. All Principal Secretaries present, especially the Principal Secretary for University Education, Higher Education, Dr. Nyangara. The Principal Secretary for Cooperatives, Patrick Lemmy. The National Install Chancellor, Dr. Bernard Chitunga. All the other chancellors and chairpersons of university councils present. Members of the CUK Council. The Vice Chancellor of the Cooperative University of Kenya. All Vice Chancellors present, quite a number in spirit of our Vice Chancellor. The leaders of the cooperative movement and distinguished guests. Faculty staff and all students of the Cooperative University of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me, Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Kenya, we thank you most sincerely for appointing Dr. Bernard William Chitunga as the second Chancellor of the Cooperative University of Kenya. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to Your Excellency on our newly installed Chancellor, Dr. Chitunga, on his well-deserved appointment. I am filled with a profound sense of optimism to witness and celebrate your installation as our second Chancellor today. Today also marks not just a ceremonial milestone, but a renewed commitment to our mission, vision, and the transformative role we play in the cooperative movement in Kenya and the society at large. Today marks a significant milestone in the life of the Cooperative University of Kenya, as we now have a new Chancellor after a period of 8 years without a substitute Chancellor, we have been acting as the Chancellor and also as the Chair of the Council. Dr. Bernard Chitunga is a man of excellent credentials and achievements. His appointment was formalized through the Gazette Notice number 387 in accordance with the University Act number 42 of 2012 by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Your Excellency, sir, Dr. Chitunga becomes the second Chancellor of the Cooperative University of Kenya, succeeding the late Honorable Joseph Nyaga, who served as the institution's inaugural Chancellor. He also holds the distinction of being the youngest Kenyan ever Chancellor appointed as a Chancellor in the history of the country. At this juncture, Your Excellency, without asking for too much, with your permission, I would like us to order a minute silence in honor of the Dr. Nyaga. I remember when I attended his funeral, you gave a very passionate eulogy on his passing. And I was there, Your Excellency, because of the COVID-19, we could not even give a lot of condolences. And today, his brother, Dr. Mr. Nyaga, Norman Nyaga, is represented, and he has attended. Where is Norman? We recognize you, Norman, the Democrat. Norman, the Democrat. We welcome you very much as representing that family. Previously, Dr. Chitunga worked as the African Development Bank Group, ADB, based at the headquarters in Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, as a senior officer for partnerships, donors, and special projects. He also worked as part of the secretariat in the USD 5 billion Affirmative Finance Special Trust Fund, where he had the privilege of serving as the task manager during the establishment. Your Excellency, sir, I wish to bring to your attention that Cooperative University is one of the oldest institutions of higher learning, with over 70 years of dedicated service to this nation, particularly in the education and the cooperative sector. In fact, it is out of exemplary service to the country that the cooperative sector petitioned the government to upgrade the then Cooperative College of Kenya into a university so as to enhance its capacity in education and training, consultants and research, with special emphasis on cooperative development. Through the service, the Cooperative University of Kenya has contributed greatly to the growth of the cooperative movement in Kenya, and which now operates in all sectors of the economy, including agriculture and agribusiness, land buying, housing, transport, creative arts and culture, livestock farming, fishing, savings, mobilization and renting, banking and insurance, workers and service provision, among others. Your Excellency, sir, I therefore note that this university is one of the proactive institutions of higher education that is closest to the industry in terms of working hand in hand with the businesses to find and implement solutions to differing challenges. I am also aware that the Cooperative University of Kenya is working closely with the industry in the development of new academic programs at all levels. The Ministry of Education is committed to supporting Cooperative University of Kenya towards to enhance the training of the manpower, research activities and consultancy services that the cooperative movement needs greatly. Your Excellency, sir, today's Chancellor installation ceremony is guided by the theme, Institution for the Intelligent Age, with the main areas of focus being leadership, technology, sustainability, innovation and partnerships. The cooperative movement in Kenya is over 110 years old and is ranked the best in Africa and the 7th best globally, with an asset base of over 1 trillion and has over 25,000 registered cooperatives and over 14 million members. Cooperative University of Kenya intends to continue leading in production of competent human capital through quality education, training, research, and innovation, and empower communities through outreach for socio-economic transformation. These efforts are aimed at satisfying the growing demand for highly trained, ethical, and dedicated cooperative professionals in Kenya and beyond. Dr. Stunga is poised to leverage his vast experience and expertise to advance the mission and the vision of the Cooperative University of Kenya, fostering growth, innovation, and excellence across the institution. Your Excellency, sir, the world has greatly advanced in technology with the emergence of artificial intelligence that has revolutionized work processes and even the education sector. The Cooperative University of Kenya intends to take the bold step of embracing advanced technology in its teaching, research, and innovation in order to reach a wider market of students who can learn effortlessly from their comfort of their offices and homes through distance learning and video conferencing. This will enable the university to optimize resources while at the same time provide high-quality education to students and prepare them for a world driven by technology. Your Excellency, sir, many economies in the world are currently experiencing climate change, triggering calamities like floods, forest fires, drought, and other catastrophes. In this respect, the Cooperative University of Kenya has been engaging in environmental protection activities with such as reducing use of paper in office, as such as possible by embracing alternative means of communication. In this endeavor, Your Excellency, to contribute to sustainability, the university has been recycling wastewater in a cleaning plant since 2022, and using the recycled water for cleaning and watering plants, as well as supporting the government's agenda on 15 billion trees by 2032 through the annual tree planting exercise that involves students, staff, and other stakeholders. These activities are among the many other initiatives that the institution is undertaking to support substantive communities and give back to society in its alignment for the environmental, social, and governance framework.
Okay, so we're going to be back when the official speeches really begin. Tumemsikiza Chancellor. Chancellor ako grateful. Ameongelea kuhusu universities pia zingine. Mi sijui nyinyi mmefeel aje.
According to the information maybe I could get from that leader who is the head of the university, is that himself is proud to see the president in his institution, and at some point we also congratulate him to make him spend his time there. The president amekuwa akisupport makanisa sana, amekuwa akisupport other organizations sana. I think now this is also the real time anafaa kusupport mambo na mashule na universities, and so amekuwa akisupport a lot of communal projects zenye zimekuwa zikizinduliwa hapa na pale. So being there, he is trying to display how supportive he is, and I really appreciate that, because whatever we want is all about developing infrastructure for our learners to learn in a conducive environment, and at some point foster the power of education in the country. So by now, Chancellor akimaliza kuongea, president wakianza kuongea, labda ndo tunaweza rudi huko. Ama? I think that is the point. So
So basically umesema kwamba the president has been supporting sauti imeweza kupoteza
communal work.
Communal, yeah.
Yes.
Sababu tulimwona kule Kwale alikuwa anafungua kwenye kijiji fulani hospitali. But this is not communal though. This is good, because this is higher learning. It's good that it's been doing that. Sindio? na feel ni vizuri. Mimi kwanza, the first thing is seeing Raila and Ruto doing this together. Don't look at me. I nilikuwa nimezoea Uhuru. Now, seeing them work together,
it is something good.
Yeah. Because tuliulizaga hapa, what is the role of Raila in the government? Anafanya nini?
I think yeye ni advisor to our government. I think so.
Mtoto wake ndio advice.
Nephew.
Advice of Ruto.
The government should be advised by somebody who is of experience. Sasa nephew wake ni nani huyo kwanza?
Yanga tu.
Aligain experience lini hadi akakuwa advisor?
That's why there is somebody who was saying, Kenyans, you have to open your eyes right now, because Raila has not gone to the government. He has gone there because of his own interest. Sababu sijui tumeona haya, the nephew now is the advisor of Ruto. Sijui nani, sijui amepewa sijui nini. Yani watu wa familia yake and the yake, atusema tu entire family wameingia kwa government.
Sikia. Umesema mtoto wake amewekwa huko nini. There are some people ambao walikuja sema ya kwamba Raila ni kama ambaye aliingia kwenye serikali sababu watu wake ama familia yake ya karibu iweze pata kazi kwenye serikali. And enyewe ukiangalia vizuri, utazame upate the nephew ni nini. In Swahili, remind me. In Swahili, when you say advisor.
Hey.
Yeah, even me, I'm forgetting. Living with you people is making me forget my name. I used to be so fluent in Swahili. Now, the advisor kwenye kwa president. Nephew wa Raila kwa old. To assume, estimate. Nephew wa Raila kwa old.
I don't think anaweza kuwa mezidi 30.
Na wewe ni mtu akupea ama tu ni job watu wanapewa tu because it's like, for example, nikishakuwa celeb, it's easier for me juu sistangu anapenda modeling. Akona hiyo mwili ya kumodel and she wants to become that. If I become a certain celeb, it's easier for me to call a certain house akue. So basically ukiangalia unapata haya ni mambo ya nyuma. Haya ni mambo ya chini ya meza. As Kim said, haya ni mambo ya kunywa kahawa. You go drink coffee.
At some point they do say that miaka imati is all about
really.
It's all about wisdom.
Really? Do you think?
Yeah, because nimekumbuka hiki kitu pia ina happen. Whereby at some point in some areas in the country, for example Kisii County, we have got a council of elders which at some point do advise the government of the county and other. Yeah, it never meant that you to be an elder there you want you need to have maybe 60 and 70 years and above. You can be a member of that
I'm
group.
not saying asi hivyo usifanye hivyo, nisikae mtu fulani ancient pia. Sisemi hivyo. Sawa? But yeah.
What was your argument?
No, thank you. Thank you, because nakumbuka ya kwamba kuna rafiki yangu fulani ambaye sasa ameshakuwa advisor wa nini huko. Yeye ni advisor wa president sahi kwenye mrengo fulani ambao sitautaja sababu nikiutaja nyinyi mtauelewa na watu watauelewa. So sitaki kusema. Na ashakuwa advisor. In fact, amepewa cheo. So yeah, nimerealize yenyewe kwa hii government we need young people to be advising the president. So that is good. So I withdraw that statement from the house and apologize to the house. Say something. Yeah.
Sometimes unafanya watu wanabaki wakiwa. Alikuwa anajaribu kusema.
Awe kwenda. Please.
On.
Yeah, I did. When it is withdrawn in the house, inaishia tu hapo.
So, there is nothing. Nataka young people to advise the and you want those are the people that, lakini not the people from the family of the politician.
Do you think kama venye walisema ya kwamba these people wanakwamilia kwa government sana hata wakijua they should give it out to the young people, sababu kisa ni wanataka kustiri biashara zao, upate kwanza azitosi
azitosi ushuru azitozi ushuru
ni azitosi lakini ushuru oh my god, I don't like
azitozi.
My mother will not be proud of me now. Aya, so like hazitoswi ushuru, sawa, zwi ni ya watu wa fulani, ni swi is the right word, ushuru. So do you think that's why? Because for mimi I was told by someone that biashara za uhuru azikuwa zikitoswa ushuru for the longest time.
But see, there is a time that
only walikosana na Ruto, sababu Ruto when he came to the seats he tried to do that. Yes,
and then
I'm asking a question now. Answer, do you think
no,
let me say it now.
Why are you asking it like making a sentence? It's like you are making ndio maana nimekuwa zile
nasema I'm asking a question. Hili ndo swali. Wadhani wanaendelea tena kujificha kule kwenye serikali na kukwamilia tena even their ages zimeshapita na wanakwamilia, wanajua na they should hand over the power to the young people because they know when the maybe wanajua the young people when they take these seats watatoa, you know, watatoa upate wame lose the power. Aha, tuanze na wewe Tila, tumwendee Felix.
Sasa ndio wanapea the young people. Ama the young people are taking over, but they're not the young people wenye tunataka. Or I can say ni wale tunataka, yes, lakini sasa why take the people from only your family, not other one outside your family? Hata ukileta ni young, yes ni young, but Raila, this comes to you, umeleta your nephew young, atujakata, but why in your family? Because you still want to inherit. Sasa hata yake kitoka kai
no, hiyo ni kuweka watu wako kwa nini?
Ndio sasa vitu zako
zisipotee. Your name will still be read. Tangu
ikue tu ni nyinyi tu.
Sisters, nimetamani ningesikia mkiuliza aje. Now that since the broad-based government ilitengenezwa, saa hii Raila wanatembea na Rais Ruto. Raila maana anasema iti hakutafutwa. Ni hakutafuta, ni alitafutwa. Mara anasema hii, mara anasema hii. Haya, since hii broad-based government ifanywe, yani itengenezwe, what are some of the achievements zenye wameachieve? Unaona?
Hata hakuna.
What are some of the issues maybe have they tried to work on, so that at least to bring up what we call a change? And if those issues are well sorted, mbona wakenya wengine hawajajua? Saa hii BBC ili display all those stories zenye zilikuwa zinaendelea kwa sababu ya maandamano. Raila yeye kama kiongozi wa hii nchi mwenye kwa broad based amesema nini? Amesema nini? Yeye sasa kama kiongozi. Rais Ruto ni amesema nini? That is the information Kenyans want to get by now. And at some point unapata like mtu vile my sisters mlisema like mtu anajiekea anajiconsider na hiyo. But this is what I want you to understand, that hata wewe ukipata opportunity, before uanze kufikiria your friend ama ufikirie a different party, kitu ya kwanza lazima uchukue an extra portion of what you have maybe gotten, ndio watu wengine wakuje baadaye. Saa hii hizo ndio vitu zenye watu tungetaka kuzungumzia vile tunafaa kufanya, but ikifika story ya sijui nini you know, like it is not good. Unajua, acha niwaambie, Raila is not a bad person, just like Ruto is not a bad person. I don't know kama maybe nimeiweka in a good way yenye mnaweza elewa, but kuna vile mimi nilikuwa natamani even the viewers at some point wakama na any point, kwa mfano yenye wanaweza suggest nayo, unaona, as Kenyans, what have you seen this broad-based government imeleta on the table, at least to convince you. Raila aliwahi sema eti kila mtu apewe 6,000.
Iko wapi sasa?
Who said? Sasa ukipewa kila mtu 6,000, 40 million people times 6,000, hizo ni pesa ngapi kwa mwezi? Kwani ni walikuwa wanaenda kuprint pesa ama?
Now. So tuko 40 million.
Almost
40 to 52.
Is 2400 what billion?
Yeah, and we have, kama watu kwa naongwa na billions, we have that money. Tuko 52.
Sasa tuko 52.
52 million. Hata si pesa nyingi, ni 312,000. I'm joking. Ni hiyo pesa. Hiyo pesa umesema 312 billion.
Kwani walikuwa wanaenda kuprint pesa
ama walikuwa wape pesa watu fulani specific, ama walikuwa print note ya Raila? Unajua Raila akiingia kutakuwa note ya Raila. Do you know that? Amujui?
Wewe achana na zile vitu za propaganda za kutembea.
Obviously you think he would go down that way. Hata Kibaki tried to leave his legacy by printing that 5 bob ama 40 bob. Na hiyo
40 bob.
Yeah, he tried to print a 40.
Hakuna mtu anapendanga hiyo. Umeenda duka
mimi naipenda.
Mimi sipendi.
Naipenda.
Inakaa funny though.
So
guys, what is their main aim to go to the university together? What do you think?
To show that the marriage is still strong.
The marriage,
after, you know, by the way, because after Raila said, Raila amesema juzi ya kwamba Orengo hakuwa na makosa yote. So this is a PR. And then pamoja ndo mkae bado marriage iko strong. This is PR, you people.
Why am I not convinced though? I am not convinced. True. I am not convinced.
Tilda, are you convinced?
No.
Why?
Yeah, yezi.
Kwa nini?
Ndio, by the me, Raila amefika mahali nasikia tu amenibona, si kwa ubaya wasi.
Alishatuboingi. Ule wakati tulizaga from Addis Ababa to Bondo shingapi?
Wakati aliwabo. Mmefanya nini hadi wa leo?
Sasa tutafanya aje? Tutafanya aje fellow? Tutafanya aje fellow? What is it there? What is there for us to really do?
Beni two time yake achezea hapa kwa government and then ataenda.
Akoti kitu anaokota. Akoti kitu anaokota tu amalize shughuli.
Acha tu aokote tu. Acha aokote tu hizo savings zake. Cause sasa yani I have joined ametoka sijui AU huko ameanguka. Na machozi yake ndio huyu ameenda amekutana na Ruto. Wamebonga, wamekubaliana. Haya. Sasa ndio akuje sasa kwa mafala. Awaulize can I join the government? Na yeye kwa akili yake ashameda hapa kwa government. Na sisi ndio tuko hapo, don't join.
Yes,
join.
Yes,
but
yes.
Now
huko naye alichoma.
Sasa anasema
yes.
Si yuko kwa all of a sudden si yuko kwa government, like the husband now is in China. And anatuambia I'm not in the government. Sasa by the mtu anauliza mtu akili yake iko sawa? Broad based imetengenezwa na kina nani? Si ni yeye na Ruto? And then why come tell us you are not in the government, and we see with our naked eyes that you are in the government, but you are coming to blackmail us outside here. Raila, kuna game unacheza yenye hata ibambi. Ungeicheza vizuri inge make sense, but kuna venye unaicheza hata bao yezi ingia. Ati nini? Kwezi funga goal. Utazunguka tu hivyo. You are not stupid, by the way.
Ati utazunguka tu hivyo.
Atazunguka tu hivyo. Yani sasa hata jela ataenda tu hivi huku huku
You know, I see what you're trying to do there. Wafanya hivyo. Unaongea na accent fulani, endelea. Continue.
shida jamani.
Yeah.
Nani?
Sio producer amefika kwenye speech. Sababu we need to listen.
But we will listen to him hapo akifikiwa to Raila and Ruto tusikie wamesema nini, because I think they'll speak about the BBC parliamentary and about everything that is going down right now.
You know, BBC are pushing for Babu Owino. Babu Owino might become the president of this country. The colonizers are pushing for Babu.
And when we are being pushed, otherwise just push. Sawa. But mimi nimeona Babu ako wapi? Kalonzo. So I don't know how it's going to work that, but we will see when the time comes. Right now we are still on time of these people that are in the government to work for the Kenyans and to do what Kenya, the country. Because anyway, by the hatujui what we are gonna do, but God just help us like Kenyans, because in everything we put God first. Asikuja asema ati God in everything we put God first. Hatusemi God atashuka from heaven akuje kutuvotia. We are the ones to vote, but before that we have to put God first, and then vitu zingine zitaenda sawa when
vitu vingine vitaenda sawa. Na hata ukisema tuweke sijui ni Mungu first vile unasema. Kuna situation zingine Mungu anaweza kuja kuchangia, lakini si zote pia. Kuna zingine watu najitakia. Let us say the truth.
Sio ati story na nimesema vitu tutaeka vitu zingine tunaekanga God in everything. Wacha tuseme vitu zingine in everything. Hata mwizi akienda kuiba anasemanga Mungu nisaidie ni wa ile kitu. Ama unafikia mwizi pia naye anaenda tu kuiba ovyo ovyo. Nisaidie hata nisishikwe. Ndio unaona wengi wanaiba hata washikwi. Ukishikwa hiyo ni bahati, siku yako imefika. Lakini watu ile drop ya nani? Anaomba tu nisaidie asinione na asinipate na onekana mtu yote na nichomoke naye. God will help you go pass with it. Upite na uende. Sawa? Kila mtu anaikanga God first. In everything God is first.
Haina shida.
Yes.
Haina shida, lakini pia kuna
sasa sisi tukiweka God first na sisi tunaweka energy. Sio ati ukae tu hivi God anakuja kuvote. Wewe utavote tu, si God. Wewe tu. Na mtaniambia mmekula nini kwa sababu I can't see you sleep. Mnasinzia hapa.
Kwa nini?
What have you eaten?
Ndio nasema malikuwa jana.
Ilikuwa studio.
Panga hiyo. Itwaje? The way you land, kugawa land, si ndio?
Anagawa shamba. No, nagawa shamba hapo.
Shukua ni hiyo.
Nataka ni kutime. Nataka ni mtime na niambie producer. When I click my fingers, producer, kamera inafika kwa metani
moja. Kubadilishia akili ya sunguru mweke paka ni vigumu sana. Paka ni paka na sungura tabaki kuwa sungura.
Why say that?
Anda kuonyesha eti yeye ni mjanja.
Wewe unagawa shamba naona tu naenda tu. Ayo.
Let me ask you a very simple question. Yes. Huyu jamaa mwenye unapatanga nazungumza sana kuhusiana na nani? Na Raila.
Anaitwa na
Mbona mnacheka? Anakaa funny.
There's ngoja as we go on, yeah. There's this very very wise content creator. Alisema ukienda church, the way you fight with usingizi, uliona kitu? Mnapigana usingizi, mnapigana inashinda.
Ni wakati maybe mtu hataki kusikiza neno ama wale wenye wapendi kusikiza. Nilikuwa nasema kuna huyo jamaa wa Raila mwenye anapendanga kumsifu sana. Anajiita ghetto president.
Gaucho ama?
Yes. Huwa anasema like President Ruto 10 bila break, but hata mimi nasema Ruto 10 bila break. Sawa? Hivyo ndio wanasemanga.
Na hata wewe unasema.
Hata mimi naweza sema sababu
wewe unaweza sema unasema.
Niko sure ataenda miaka 10 sasa hakuna kitu yenye naweza sema.
So you are going to vote.
Kuvote nitavote lakini
umesema hata wewe unasema Ruto 5 tena.
Kwanza ninaweza sema si ni poa juu pia ni mtu kama maybe anifanyia kitu kizuri na ninaweza kwa
hata kufanyia kitu. We are not looking about an individual, we are looking about Kenyans, not an individual person.
Thank you so much. Acha nimalize kuongea before you deport.
Before you end up usingizi.
Mepotea.
I think you guys
Ningalisalimia Ruto kwa mkono speech kapotea.
I think you guys you need to pay attention first before maybe we proceed. Sitaki mimi kusahau kitu nataka kuongea.
Okay. Got attention.
Jamaa alisema that Raila did whatever he did kwa sababu ya maslahi ya Wakenya. Kuna statement fulani aliwahi make mahali that Raila did whatever he did kwa sababu ya maslahi ya Wakenya. Na nyinyi nikawauliza aje since the broad based government itengenezwe ni nini mumefeel imewaguza kwa sababu ya changes mkasema baada mjaona, si ndio?
Ona.
Hivyo ndio mlisema mjaona.
Jaona.
Haya. And at the same time Gausho anasema like whatever Raila Odinga did, Raila did that kwa sababu ya maslahi ya Wakenya. Unanielewa? Haya maslahi ya Wakenya ni yapi yenye hadi sisi hatujayaona? Ni kuto unajua Raila ni alikuwa anapinganga sana akina president nini Uhuru wakati alikuwa kwa opposition leader, akapinga sana Mwai Kibaki wakati alikuwa opposition.
But at the end anawajoin.
Sasa haya maslahi ya Wakenya ni yapi?
Hiyo ndio hata mimi nataka kuchu.
Hakunaga maslahi analindaga. Sababu like if he was there but like na mbona story ya kuibiwa kura. Like kama unataka kulinda maslahi na you feel that you are that person, angekuwa ameshapata hicho kiti. Akakuwa yeye ndo the person ako hapo analinda. Analinda maslahi yake. Maslahi ni yake.
Na mbona why you funny?
Hello.
Unajua mimi ninajiuliza maswali mengi.
Mpaka yani mnaenda tu.
Haya maslahi ni yapi?
Mbona kama anakuja kulinda maslahi ya watu ama anafanya hivyo ya kwa government kulinda maslahi ya watu.
Yenye yamefanyika sasa.
Why wait watoto wa watu wakufe, watoto wa watu wa mwage damu, yani watu hiyo vitu yote anatakanga za nini? Kama anajua at the end of the day I'll just go there and handshake and move on.
And he knows that that time like the entire time anajua ya kwamba mimi nakuja hapa ni watishie. Like anauliza, ana text bro nani amechukua hiyo kitu? Anaambiwa Ruto amechukua. Afiti wewe ngoja uone. Ngoja nakusanya watu, alafu nishawakusanya nimtishie. Atakaa afikirie naweza dua nipe handshake. Hii handshake ni join.
And you know, tu akisema handshake siwezi, lakini politicians. After there's a kid that said, my mother wants me to be a president, and for me myself I want to be a lawyer. Wakamuuliza why, akasema because I want to be a lawyer because I just want to wake up on my own time, take my breakfast in my own time. Not to be a president is too much. Too much. Yana nataka maisha ya raha. Kwa lawyer wewe utaamka saa unataka, ukienda ofisi unaenda saa unataka. But why say this is because Raila yeye hataki kazi ya kuwa president. Anajua ni mingi. Yeye kazi yake hata akina MC Tricky wanasemanga Raila akiwa hata president mtaboeka. Mwache tu akae hapa kwa kusumbua. Yeye kazi yake ni kusumbua. Lakini the annoying thing is Raila anafanyanga watu wanakufa. Na ni kwa nini anafanyanga watu wanakufa wengi, vijana wanakufa, damu inamwagwa, alafu at the end of the day sisi ndio tumeachwa huku, yeye ameenda. Sasa we have to think Kenyans, ni sisi wajinga ama ni nini mbaya? Akijua yanga Raila akisema Tuesday tuende mahali fulani saa fulani, watu Wakenya wanakuanga hapa ama wakwangi? Hata Ruto aliuliza mzee anapea nini watu, ndio akisema tu hivi watu wako hapo, maandamano ishaanza. Na akisema ya peace, don't think is for peace, and it never be for peace actually. Waambia vitu zingine mnaweka God mbele ndio mfanye, naona ni kadi jokes. I didn't say God will come from heaven ashuke hapa Kenya atupigie kura ama atuambie chagueni huyu, hapana. Tuko na mapasta hapa wanaombanga, bwana wasiombe tujue president huyu.
Mimi hata rais mwenye ataingia next, mimi bado naona baada atakuwa mbaya.
Au watu fellow,
kwa sababu my sister kufix kitu issues zenye atapata kwa ofisi by the time
bado watu wanafeel nafanya like he should do a miracle. By the way, kuna kitu moja naonaga na msije mkanikujia, I feel sometimes to pressure Ruto sometimes.
Mimi sasa
like how was he supposed to fix the generational curses that we have as Kenya sasa, in 3 years?
Sasa mimi naona nitaingia kwa serikali kwa sababu nimeanza kuona.
Ushaingia wewe, hata kuna nini?
No. Oh, so I want you to understand that hata mwenye anaweza ingia next, wallahi hivi haezi fix hiyo kitu mapema. Ama nyinyi mnaonaje?
Haezi, lakini ile kitu tunataka ni kutia sawa. Alafu kuwa social na watu. Kuwa social na watu, because if you are not social with people, kuwa social na people, you are ever serious. Mtu akikuuliza swali haujui, unamjibu tu. As a leader, happiness, show peace, talk happily. Yani tunataka kitu kama hiyo. Not ever serious. Mtu amekubongesha, hata kama amekuongelesha vibaya, why can't you just smile and then come answer with just in a good and answer according to the question or to the word that you have been told. Yes, we have to open our eyes right now. It's time for you to figure out what to do right now before the day comes. It's time for you now to think, kufikiria tu hapa mahali mko. Right now is you to figure out who will be our leader, who will care about the Kenyans. Atangalia maslahi ya wananchi, the common mwananchi. That's what we just want like Kenya. Why our people die? Why do we shed blood every time when we elect? Time of election. Kwa nini? Hatutaki hiyo maneno jameni. Hatutaki. Wacha ikuwe ni kupiga kura. Mwenye ameshinda twende nayo. Mwenye ameanguka kubali kushindwa. Hakuna venye tutaanza kupigana, nimeibiwa, nimefanyiwa ni. Twende avoid vitu zingine. Avoid vitu zingine.
These two people need to do is to come up and say that this is what we want you guys to understand and this is what we have achieved by now. By that, kazi yao watu wengine ni gani kama si maybe kutu inform that this is now the best achievement we have achieved by now and this is what we are continuing doing and this is what we are going to achieve. Let me tell you the truth. Sahi hata niko very sure that some of the individuals ni rahisi sana wanikasirikia hata nikisema like at some point inaweza nikasupport president. Why? Kuna some of the mess zenye alikuja kapata kwa ofisi anajaribu kuzingatia, but
and we are pressuring him.
But hizi mess unajua zinaweza isha aje? Awak yeye kama yeye aende mtu fulani amwambie hii mali yako ni ya serikali. Waiguru, hii pesa ni ya NYS ilileta hii project yako hapa. Mwingine ni yupi? Yule Waititu. Hizi gari zako zote.
Hii kwanza in fact hii nyumba yako sasa inakuwa shule.
Orphanage. Mwingine ni nani? Lakini eti sasa mnachukua eti 51 million alafu mnamrusha ndani. Hizo zingine zienda wapi?
Alishwa ndani after 51 ama 51 anaachiliwa. 51 ndo kuachiliwa, akasema itiana dondo maana ilikaa hivyo.
Wacha niwaambie ukweli. Unaona yote mwenye anafikanga anasema like at some point we really need to make figure out vile tunafaa ku come up with a new strategy. At some point pia na correct. Let me tell you the truth. President Ruto kitu yenye ingemweka in history of good leadership in this country kabisa. Angeweka story ya urafiki kando, adili na wao.
Afanye kazi.
Si eti afanye kazi, adili na wao. Kazi nayo anafanya.
Anafanya wapi?
President anafanya kazi bana. Ni unataka tena uambiwe nini?
Niambie.
President anafanya kazi bwana. Allah.
Wapi?
Kenya.
Kenya gani hii?
Amekuwa
hii ama kuna Kenya nyingine? Unajua kuna Kenya News Alert na kuna Kenya.
Kenya
so,
the country. Kenya the country akiwala sikiza nikwambie. Acha nikwambie, truly president anafanya kazi. But kitu yenye angefanya ni kuweka urafiki kando. And that heart
rafiki
of
ya
mercy.
President ni nani kweli?
President
akona rafiki?
President wengi sana.
Wachana na ile yenye anasemanga nani rafiki yangu. Unajua president anaweza kuwa na rafiki na kila mtu. Nani rafiki yangu, rafiki. Kuna mwingine hata alimshut down. Wacha kuenda na jina yangu ukisema mimi ni rafiki yako na mimi si rafiki yako. No. Because I've never been a friend with you.
Washemu mkubwa wa nchi hivyo, hiyo ni tabia mbaya
no.
Hiyo si
lakini ni vizuri pia.
You ashame the president, you ashame the country. That's why hata akitusiwa na mtu mwingine wa nchi nyingine, tena unashtukia Wakenya wameanza kumuingililia. Huyo ni wetu peke yetu. Then
acha nikwambie
nani Tilda, si vizuri kunini, wacha tuseme ukweli. Ile ofisi ni kubwa. And remember that he is the symbol of national unity. Yeah. That is why ninaweza sema aje President William Ruto is one of the best presidents wenye wameunite Kenya.
Na nini?
Si hata wakale wanalia. Yes. Meaning ameunite wa Kenya. Hadi wakale nchini wote wanalia. Kwa sababu
kwani Uhuru wa Kikuyu wako wanalia.
Hebu ni waulize.
Nani huyu anasema nini?
Sawa. Hebu I want to read a message here nimetumiwa saa hii. Sawa. Anasema we must not forget one thing. We are not the bad guys here. Sawa? We are not criminals and we are not doing anything that is not within the parameters of our constitution. Sisi ni vijana. Tuko na njaa, tuko na skills. Tuko na dreams za kutoka block. Na tuko na rights. So, everything we are asking for is rightfully ours. It is not a favor we are being done, and this alone should give us the upper hand in being confident in our actions. We should not hide because of calling out such atrocities. Ukisema Ruto must go, you say it in confidence. Sisi hapana devil worshippers bwana. So, today you have perfect. So
perfect what?
I know you ni yangu person. Hiyo iko hapo mwisho. But either way
Elvis Situma hakuna chenye President Ruto anafanya hapa Kenya nitampeleka nyumbani asubuhi sana. Anyway, many people wanasema hivyo.
Na useme umesikia aje? Useme na confidence. Sisi hapa na devil worshipper. Unajua devil worshipper anambia mtu. You see, but when you say Ruto must go, say it. If you have to say Ruto must stay,
Felix,
you say Ruto must stay with confidence because it is your choice. So, yeah.
Njoo kama jana tukienda kukutana tu na jamaa. Sisi tunatembea tu. Kwa jamaa anasema must go.
Walai. Just lakini kama shida imempiga wewe mpaka kwa Ruto must go.
Ako peke yake. Sieti akona na sieti anaongea na mtu, anawasugua tu mikono zake.
Peke yake.
Anaweka mikono nyuma. Haki nilisimama nikamwangalia.
Alikuwa melewa.
No, I swear
alikuwa
he was
sober.
very sober.
Alikuwa sawa.
Ama akili yake imeenda kwa mgongo kidogo.
Wait, you want me to read that message again and tell you, as vijana, we have skills, we need to be out here.
Akaulizwa na mzee hapo, kwa nini umesema na si ni ukweli? Kwani nyinyi muoni mashida tuko nazo? Ruto must go. Na si
alikuwa anajiongelesha.
Yeah.
Anatembea tu.
Hapo normally vijana nakumbuka kitambo ukiambiwa ukikosa kuelewa vizuri ama ukosa kufanya kusoma ukue mwalimu ukue daktari utakuja kujongesha ukishazeka. And that's how we used to see our mothers and our fathers talk alone. But right now ni vijana si ndio tunajiongeza. Unatembea hapa hivi kwa njia unafikiria venye bills and everything. Unakuwa like to unabonga solo kwa njia na you only 20 years.
Unaanza kufikiria venye ulikuwa maandamano ukisema Ruto must go. Sasa unaanza tu peke yako, Ruto must go. Because sasa you are alone now. You have to say it because
you need to embrace it on yourself. Peke yako, you need to love it. You need to
jana nilibambika sana mpaka nikauliza.
Hivi ndio
Unaona sasa pia kuna zake sasa. Yeye mwenyewe.
No. Niliona producer ana strain I don't know.
Una sink ndani ya kiti.
Yeah,
tafuta kusho nyingine ongeze hapo.
Ananiambia like nimekuwa mrefu sana. I was asking this. Unajua like I watched a certain video clip whereby Eric was complaining and saying that alikuwa anasema aje? Ile video yenye hata wewe nilisikia ukiangalia.
Sasa siwezi jua ni nini wewe ulisikia hapo. Maji ndio wewe ndio unasema.
He could raise 80,000 shillings to do I don't know which project. Alafu no. That president can maybe donate a lot of money to a church that can raise 8 million per service.
Yeah.
And at some point
alisema hivi alichanga pesa akaenda kujenga shule pale Turkana and then ikaenda ikabomolewa. Alafu hawakuachia anything to use, so watoto wanasomea wajua wanaketi chini, walibomoa na hawakufanya kitu. And then wanaenda kwa kanisa wanatoa 20 million, a church which can yani sadaka tu ya one service ni 8 million na unaenda kuitolea 20 million. So are we thinking or what are we doing? Yeye alichanga, si eti hata ilikuwa pesa yake kutoka kwa mfuko, alichanga kwa Wakenya, ni Wakenya walitoa, akaenda akajenga shule ikaenda ikabomolewa. Sawa. Wanabomoa shule, wanaenda wanatoa 20 million kwa kanisa yenye iko already nini.
Unaona hata kama ni hivyo, I think everything happens with a reason. You cannot know.
Umemolewa watoto shule.
Yes.
Twende kwa speech. Useme everything happens in a reason wakati we are involved.
Kiza ni nani anaongea, Ruto or Raila? We want to listen to those people what they will say right now.
Thank you very much. We are happy to be here this morning. I came actually at the invitation of one of the guests here, my daughter, Rosemary Odinga, who had been invited to come here. Rosemary, you want to stand up so that they can wave? The one who invited me. So like I'm a gate crusher. But this is Langata, which is home. So I'm very happy to be here. And I really want to begin first by congratulating the young man here, the new chancellor of the Cooperative University, a very, very promising young man, Dr. Bernard William Shitunga Hongera. I have, since I came here, seen very many interesting things and exciting. We talk all the times about development. Development will not come on its own.
It has to be initiated. The cooperative movement in the world has been a very major force for transformation of societies. It is one that has been used to actually fight poverty around the world, because cooperative actually promotes saving, and saving is very important in terms of wealth creation. When you save, you can be able to invest. I said earlier on, there's what we call the vicious cycle of poverty. That, oh, I am poor, and therefore I cannot save. I cannot save, therefore I cannot invest. I cannot invest, therefore I cannot develop. Hence I am poor. You must make a deliberate effort to break that poverty cycle. And if you break that poverty cycle, then you can be able to develop as a society. It's very important. So you need to think out of the box. And I listen very carefully to Dr. Chitunga as he was talking here. I said, this is somebody who is thinking out of the box. And this is what is going to help us, our country. Africa is the richest continent on the planet Earth. Yet the paradox is that the richest continent is also the poorest in terms of living conditions of its people. We don't have to be permanently poor. And we don't have to be going around to be begging. We can be able to do what is called value addition to what we produce in our country here. You can be able to exploit the resources that we have and transform them to create wealth for our people. This is what is most important. And this is what can only happen if you are thinking out of the box. And therefore, I've been very, very impressed by what I've seen here this morning, what I've heard here. Let us now ensure that what is being promised here will be implemented. If you do that, you will change this institution, and you will also change Kenya. And you will make Kenya move to where we want to go. That is, Kenya, we want Kenya to move away from poverty. We had talked about 2030. We are now only 5 years away from 2030. But if we are determined, it can be done. And this is actually my message to our people. I'm happy to be here. Congratulations, Cooperative University, for what you're doing here. Thank you very much. Maybe, you're ready to, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's now my humble duty to welcome Your Excellency to speak to us, and may we all be upstanding. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. The Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Mr. Chancellor William Bernard Gitunga, Ministers present, Principal Secretaries present, the University Council and Management, the student fraternity, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Saa zingine kunasemekana mtu amepata kazi. Alafu saa zingine kunasemekana kazi imepata mtu. I think in this case, the latter is true. Mimi nimeona ya kwamba kazi ya chancellor imepata mtu. And it is with great pleasure to join you on this historic occasion marking the installation of the second Chancellor of the Cooperative University of Kenya. Today's ceremony marks not only a new chapter in the leadership of this distinguished institution, but also reaffirms the university's steadfast commitment to its mission of empowering communities through cooperative education, research, innovation, and sustainable development. Allow me at the outset to congratulate Dr. Bernard William Chitunga. Congratulations. Raila Odinga called him young man. He is young enough for me also to call him young man. Your elevation, Dr. Chitunga, to this role is both historic and symbolic, reflecting our collective conviction that young people are not merely leaders of tomorrow, they can also lead today. As government, we are intentional about integrating young people into leadership to unlock their innovation, energy, and bold thinking in shaping our country's future. I think if there is boldness and courage, we have seen in the vision of Dr. Chitunga. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cooperative University of Kenya holds a unique and important place in our national development journey. For over 70 years, it has been a vital engine for molding skilled human capital and producing knowledge systems that uplift communities. Its foundation in the cooperative values of equity, democracy, solidarity, and mutual responsibility has ensured that its focus remains grounded in making a real impact on people's lives and driving grassroots transformation. The university's impact is evident in the professionalism it brings to cooperative governance, the training of strategic leaders for MSMEs, and its robust research and policy work that strengthens institutions at the foundation of our economy. This is, in my very honest opinion, true empowerment, people-centered, local, and transformational. Our agenda is to build on the productivity of every Kenyan. During nationwide consultations, Kenyans expressed a desire not just to share the national cake, but also to be empowered to bake it. This calls for accessible, practical, future-oriented education. Education that imparts skills, nurtures enterprise, and equips citizens to organize collectively. The Cooperative University is uniquely placed to deliver on this. Accordingly, we are implementing a sustainable higher education funding model to ensure that every learner, regardless of their background, has a fair chance to pursue their academic ambitions. Through institutions like this cooperative university, we're empowering communities with the tools and knowledge to participate meaningfully in national development and wealth creation. I have heard very carefully what both the Chancellor and the Vice-Chancellor has said, and all the other leaders that have spoken before me, on matters education. It is said that education is the single most powerful enabler of societies, communities, and people. And that is the reason why my first job in office as president was to find out, to ask the reason why we have difficulties in our education system. I did put together a presidential task force that gave us a roadmap that spent almost 8 months with many stakeholders. I was briefed that they got 32,000 different presentations. And when I came into this university this morning, I asked the Vice Chancellor to give me feedback on the work that was done by the task force and that I did decide that it was time to implement. And the Vice Chancellor told me, Mr. President, things are different. We have paid all our workers. We have paid all our taxes. We don't have debts with suppliers. The university is different. There is a small problem, however. Some of the students complain that they have been put in the wrong band. That is the feedback I got from the Vice Chancellor. And I told him, because they had a retreat, which I had instructed the ministry, because I wanted feedback from the runners, from the managers of our universities. So they had a retreat, and soon they will be giving me a feedback on the good, the difficult, what needs to be changed. Because if we get our education and training right, we are well on course to getting our prosperity and development right. And therefore, aside from implementing and organizing the CBC program, hiring more teachers, providing more resources, additional resources to our universities, implementing a student-centered funding model that has increased resources going to universities. And today, I can proudly say the universities that were struggling 2 years ago with debts, 23 of them had already been declared bankrupt. They are now on an upward mobility. And I am informed that in the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 years, all the universities will be out of the debt trap. And it is because managers, chancellors, and today, I am very proud that a young man of 36 becomes the youngest chancellor in the Republic of Kenya. And he stands out. You agree with me that we have the best that we could get for a chancellor for cooperative university. A product of this university at his early age and has gone all places, gathering experience, gathering knowledge, and making Kenya proud. I met this young man earlier in 2023 when I went to Senegal for Matters Africa Development Bank. That's where the headquarters is, because we had negotiations that would support our country. And when I met Kenyans there, they told me the difficulties they are going through because we didn't have an embassy. And I singled out Gitunga because he was precise on what needed to be done. The rest is history. We now have an embassy in Senegal. Again, I went to China a year ago in the process of negotiating things to do with our country. And again, I met this young man. I asked him, I thought you were in Senegal. He said, I have since moved from Africa Development Bank. Now I work for the Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank. And I met him during the signing ceremony when Kenya was joining the Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank. And he has been immensely useful to us as a country. His base in China has informed some of the decisions that I have made. And when I saw this young man and remembered that he was in this university, that is the time I decided that this is the man to come and help us transform Cooperative University of Kenya. My good friend Chitunga, you have a big vision, bold, and you are courageous. You have my support and that of the government of Kenya as you undertake that bold vision you have for this university. Let me just tell you two things. As our former Prime Minister said, savings is a very important component of any meaningful progress of a country. Just to give you statistics, savings as a percentage of GDP in Kenya today is between 10 and 12%. Savings as a percentage of GDP in China, where Chitunga works, is 55%. Everybody is trained to save from the beginning, as early as possible. And that is how they have developed the resources to invest in their country, to develop their country, and to create the environment that you see today in their country. I undertook to the people of Kenya that I was going to change the savings culture, and we are going to change the savings infrastructure in Kenya. You all remember, everybody used to pay NSSF 200 shillings. Everybody in Kenya, 200 shillings. And the employers used to pay for them 200 shillings. Until 2023. That is 2 years ago. And it was okay. It was okay. We are paying 200 shillings. Explain to me why 200 shillings is okay. How is 200 shillings going to amount to a saving? So I said we were going to change this. And today, every Kenyan, like what is going on in Uganda. For your information, Uganda has a bigger social security fund than Kenya, although they have a quarter of our economy. Tanzania has a bigger national social security, although they have 50% of our economy. Why? Because they made the right decisions about saving. In Uganda, everybody saves 10% of their salary. In Tanzania, everybody saves 8% of their salary. In Kenya, we were saving 200 shillings. And it was supposed to be okay. And I was supposed to do nothing about it. Really? So, we made the right decisions. Today, every Kenyan is saving 6% of their salary. And every employer is saving on behalf of their employees 6% of their salary. And look, I will give you some statistics. You can go and account a check. From independence up to 2023, we saved 320 billion in 60 years, right? But in just 2 years, from 2023 up to 2025, today, we have saved 280 billion. By the end of this year, we will have doubled the money we saved in 60 years. And by 2027, sawa, yes, by 2027, we will have saved 1 trillion shillings because we have made some bold decisions. That is why I encourage you, Dr. Gitunga. What you have said to many people here seems impossible. I want to encourage you, it is doable, it is possible. Go ahead, you have my support and that of the government of Kenya. Many of these people here will not believe what I'm saying. Yes. But you will be shocked. Go check the statistics. So that is how to transform a nation. And I'm very proud of it. Because I'm going to confound the naysayers. Secondly, Dr. Gitunga, as we transform the nation, the cooperative movement is very important. And I like what you have said about research and about innovation and about AI and what your plan is in that space. The whole cooperative movement influences our agricultural sector. And our agricultural transformation must be underpinned by the transformation in the cooperative sector. And that's the reason why CS Oparanya and his team are working on the cooperative bill that is currently in Parliament, informed by the cooperative movement, including input from the Cooperative University. I am looking forward to signing that bill into law so that we can leverage on the efficiency and the capacities that exist in our cooperative movement to help us steamroll and turbocharge the transformation of our agricultural sector. Just to give you some statistics, the agricultural sector, we have, because of God's blessings on rain, interventions we have made in inputs, fertilizer, seeds, and others, we've seen growth in the agricultural sector. That growth will be enhanced if we organize the cooperative sector better. And that is why the cooperative bill currently in Parliament is very important. We've seen, for example, growth in the maize sector. We've moved from 40 million bags to 72 million bags. You've seen earnings from tea went up from 170 billion to 215 billion. You've seen coffee sector. Prices of coffee has moved from 50, 60 shillings a kilo to 100, 140 shillings a kilo. You've seen in the sugar sector, we are witnessing the biggest transformation. Ordinarily, we would be importing between 300,000 and 400,000 tons of sugar into Kenya. This year, we imported less than 100,000 tons. Why? Because our productivity grew from 490 metric tons, go look at the statistics that Kenya Sugar Board, to 815 metric tons. We just concluded the commercialization of the 5 sugar mills owned by government. My opinion is government has no business owning sugar mills. It should be run by people who understand it in the private sector. We've just concluded that exercise, and you will see the transformation that is going to come from the sugar sector. It is my belief, and we are working towards making sure that in the next 3 years, or thereabout, Kenya should be a net exporter of sugar. We should not be importing sugar into Kenya. We have what it takes to export sugar from Kenya. I'm saying this, Dr. Jitunga, to encourage you that this country needs bold, courageous leaders like you to move it to the next level. People who believe in this country, citizens, patriotic citizens, who will do their best, stop at nothing in the transformation of the country. Finally, when I was in China with this good friend, many people thought, oh, William Ruto has gone to negotiate for more loans. Yeah, listen to me and listen to me carefully. You heard this young man speak here. He has not said he's going to look for loans. He has not said he's going to look for money for government. He has said he's coming to me to look for no objection, letter of support. Because he wants to transform this place using private-public partnerships. And you have seen him with some of the partners that he's going to work with. That is the way to the future. The road we have, you saw listed from Rironi all the way to Malaba through Nakuru, is not going to be built. Is not going to be built using loans to the government of Kenya. Unasikia? It is going to be built using a toll infrastructure, public-private partnership, investment. That is what is going to build that road. The railway you saw put in the framework that we negotiated in China, from now Naivasha all the way to Uganda, is also going to be built not by loans to the government of Kenya, but it's going to be built by investments. Let me also tell you that we have developed alternative financing mechanisms that do not take the country the route of loans that could endanger the future of our country. And I have been resolute in saying that we must find alternative financing mechanisms. Today, you have heard the announcement in our housing fund program. We have decided as government to support the education sector with student hostels. And Cooperative University is going to be a beneficiary. We're going to have a hostel facility here that will accommodate 2,520 students. It's going to happen in every university in Kenya and every Tibet, and we are going to finally go to every Kenya Medical Training Center. Our first batch of investment is to build hostel spaces for 130,000 students in universities, colleges, and Tibet. That money is not money that is borrowed, right? It's not loans. We're not going to build a hostel for you here using loans. We are going to use money we have raised, our own local resources. That is how to build the country. It is the money we are using to build all the housing units. It's the money we are using to build 400 markets, not loans, resources raised by Kenyan taxpayers. That is how we are going to change this country, good people. So, I don't mind the accompanying ceremonies, but we must transform the nation. And it has to take some bold thinking, bold action to take ourselves into the future. And that's why I'm very encouraged to see a young man from Kenya working as an international servant bringing that oomph and expertise and knowledge and courage to our country. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to say, accordingly, we are implementing a sustainable higher education funding model, as I said earlier, to ensure every learner has an opportunity to be their best. The cooperative model is central in our economic transformation strategy. With over 14 million members, cooperatives now contribute nearly half of our national savings and finance 90% of some of the housing stock that is going on. The implementation of Sessional Paper number 4 of 2020 and the Cooperative Bill 2024, now before Parliament, will institutionalize reforms that center training, research, innovation as pillars of a modern and sustainable cooperative movement. This university is not just a partner in this effort. It is an anchor. I like what was said here, and I like the questions Chitunga is asking. As we deepen investment across our 5 priority pillars of agriculture, MSMEs, housing, healthcare, and digital economy, we look to Cooperative University of Kenya to provide leadership, capacity building, and research that translates into real, measurable change in people's lives. Allow me at this juncture to highlight a few of the commitments that have been made. One of them is the hostel infrastructure for this university. And secondly, through the Chancellor's Legacy Program that Dr. Chitunga has just elaborated, we welcome initiatives to expand infrastructure through public-private partnership, establish new research centers, and build sustainable financing. The government will remain a committed partner in delivering this ambition. And number 3, recognizing that land scarcity is a barrier to growth, we will work with the university to secure additional land for flagship projects, including the proposed Cooperative University Innovation Hub, a facility dedicated to research, training, incubation, and community empowerment at the heart of the cooperative movement. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cooperative University of Kenya must continue to serve as a national resource, a catalyst for social equity, and a laboratory for economic transformation, and a beacon of hope for communities it serves. Empowering communities is not merely a slogan. It is a strategic imperative in building an inclusive, sustainable, and just Kenya. The government of Kenya stands firmly with this institution, and we will continue to support your programs, invest in your growth, and co-create pathways to prosperity for every Kenyan household. To Dr. Chitunga, Mr. Chancellor, the University Council, Management, Senate, faculty, staff, and students, I wish you great success as you carry forward the noble mission of knowledge creation and community transformation. Asanteni sana, and God bless you.
Another round of applause for His Excellency for that wonderful speech. Thank you, Your Excellency. And at this point, allow me to invite the Vice Chancellor to dissolve the congregation. We may take our seats.
Yeah, we've listened to Raila and Mr. Ruto. Ni nini ambacho mnaweza sema saa hii? as we wrap up, sababu muda na kuna mtu ambaye ana travel.
Thank you so much. I want to say that whatever the president is trying to do, wacha fanya hivyo kabisa, so that to promote education sector. And at some point, many individuals are still straining achieving these programs because of funds. There's no school fees and other things as help and whatever. Maybe kuna some of the challenges they really need to focus on. So, sir, wherever you are, I really thank you so much, because that is a very good move, and thank you for that love to the university students. So, for those people who are saying that you are not working, then they have got the reason behind their statements. But by now, try to do whatever you can. Try to do whatever you can. So, this is Plains and Felix, and I really appreciate you guys for joining us. And I believe that everything gonna be okay. So thank you so much. May God bless you. Tukutana up at the next show.
Okay. No, I'm not talking a lot, producer. So, I've been listening to Raila and Mr. And we have had na mambo amesema hapo mpaka ingine nikaona ni kama story ya wacha karibu ni karibu watu naweza nishambulia hapa, but yo madeni iko, lakini kuna venye anaiweka ni kama hakuna deni. I think kuna mali amefanya kanini fulani hivi, nafaa mkae chini sikizeni tu vizuri, rudi tu pale mali anasema sijui 60 what in 60 days what make sijui in one day. We abende ni mwangalie vizuri, mmejana madeni amjalipa, alafu nasema sijui want to invest. We anyway, president ndio anafanya kazi yake, watu acha akafanye kazi yake. Try your best my dear president, ane ufike mahali unataka kufika. God wills first one term president, and that's what I'm praying. At least we want to see Kenya changing, want to see a change in Kenya, and we want to, I think we will have to come to a decision of choosing a leader who cares about the country, not about just, my name is Taylor, let's meet here. Sure. Akumi pale. Yaliwa.
Hi. Umewasikia kaka na dada walivyosema. I'll come to talk more sababu ya muda. Tukikuja show nyingine ya mwisho, I'll make sure to bring my point with me in that next show. Thank you so much. Bye bye.